Okay, in the previous Tech Byte in the series, we have gotten our AppGyver tutorial application partially built. We've got a nice little user interface. We can scan barcodes. And now we have the definition of an external service, a REST API that we can call to get data based upon what we've scanned. What we want to do now is wire those two things together so that instead of hard coding a barcode number, we'll take the output of the barcode that we scanned on our device and we'll use that as input into our service call. So let's go back to our user interface. And right away here on our scan button and the logic for our scan button, we're no longer going to need this alert. That was kind of just for testing purposes. So let's go ahead and get rid of the alert. But now what we want to do is we want to get a record from our API call based upon when we scan the barcode. So let's come here to our logic and we're going to use the get data, specifically the get record action. And just like we wired them up before, we're going to take the output of the scanning the barcode and take it to the input of getting our record. And then we're going to look at get record. And you can see it's already tied to the Open Food Facts because that's the only data resource that we had in our application. And the barcode input, well, instead of a static input, what we want to do is we want to use the output from another node, the previous node where we were scanning the barcode. So we'll say scan QR barcode, and we want to get the result, whatever the barcode content was, and we'll save that. So now it's automatically said, well, the input to our service is going to come from whatever the output of the scanning of the camera was, and that will call our service. That's pretty straightforward. Just go ahead and save what I've done so far. And now let's go to the variables for our view. And what we want to do is we want to define a data variable for use in our page. And we're going to add a new data variable. And it's going to be based upon the Open Food Facts data source there. And it's not going to be a collection because we're going to scan these one at a time. We're going to say a single data record. And then we're able to, what are we doing next? Data variables, default logic. Yeah, we have some default logic that automatically says that it's going to call the get record. So we want to remove that default logic. Everything right there, we don't need that. There we are. Gotten rid of the default logic because we'll call that automatically when we scan our barcode. Okay, so let's go back to the view and now on the scan button, we've got our get record. And the output of getting the record is we want to set it into that data variable. So in a minute, we'll also be able to display it on the screen. So we'll come here to variables. There we are. And we're going to say set data variable, the data variable that we just defined. And we can take the output of the get record from Open Food Facts and store it in a data variable. And if we look at that data variable, and we'll say currently bound, and what we want to say from a get record. So yeah, output of another node, because we made our service call. We want the output of the service call. So the get record. And then what you're seeing here is all the data that's available, that's coming back from that API call. And we just want to say, well, let's just grab the whole record. There we are. And just review, make sure I got it right. Get record, and get record is what we want returned. So we will save that. And at this point, we can save our whole application. There we are. And we now have most of our logic flow. The only thing we aren't doing yet, we've saved that data into a data variable, which is to get us ready to be able to display it in our app. We are not displaying it yet. That's what we're going to do in the next step of this TechByte tutorial series.